Listen up! This is Cody Deaner, the king of the fanny pack, the king of giv'er, and you are watching AMBY. Woo!
Hey everyone, it's Alicia from AMBY, and I would like to welcome you to our interview with Cody Deaner. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm a little nervous. Not because you're a very pretty girl, though you are. We are in a very dark room with a spotlight on us, and there's some nefarious figures out there that I can't see because the light is so shiny. It's a little bit unsettling.
Do you think the nerves might also be kicking in because tonight is a very important night? You're going against Jake O'Reilly for the Eclipse title, the heavyweight championship.
No, not at all.
No,
it has nothing to do with that. No, zero. It has zero to do with that.
How are you feeling about the match?
I feel fantastic about this match. We're in Oshawa. I'm affectionately known as the king of the Schwa.
Yes.
I'm very proud of that moniker. This town loves me, and I love them. They're a bunch of crazy, dirty, redneck partiers here in Oshawa, just like me. So I'm the king of these people. You're going to see it tonight. It's going to be crazy.
Well, you've been wanting to wrestle since you were a little kid. You had a teddy bear that you would throw around and wrestle with.
Yeah, how did you know that? See, now I'm even more freaked out.
I don't tell my secrets.
See, we're in a dark room. You know all intimate details about my life. Yeah, this has become more unsettling. So, sorry, continue with your question.
Oh, I will.
Yes. So, sorry, what was the question?
I didn't get to it yet. But
continue.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you, since you used to wrestle or want to wrestle since you were very young, who are some of the people that made you want to get into the ring?
You should know this.
Oh, I do. It's for, I mean, I know one of them was Hulk.
You see, she already knows.
A lot of it's for the viewers.
Oh, so you already know all the answers to all these questions because you've done your studying. This is good. Definitely Hulk Hogan. Yeah. I was a Hulkamaniac. My top three were Hogan, Superfly Jimmy Snuka, and Jake the Snake Roberts.
That's a pretty great top three.
Unbelievable top three. Those were my guys. And I've actually had the privilege of meeting all three guys. I got to wrestle on shows and share a locker room with Jimmy Snuka before he passed. He was a super cool dude. And I've actually got to share the ring on a number of occasions with Jake Roberts.
Wow.
So it's pretty cool. The 5-year-old version of myself constantly goes crazy on the inside. When I get in those situations, it's pretty hard to describe to people. So it's cool when I get to do that. And I also know that they say you should never meet your heroes. I've been lucky enough to meet my heroes, and they've all been pretty cool.
So whoever says that is completely wrong.
No, they're not, because I have met some total jackasses before.
Have you?
Yes, but they weren't my heroes, and now they're definitely not my heroes. So I'm not saying that everybody in the wrestling business is great, because that's definitely not the case. But the guys that I looked up to growing up have all been super cool dudes.
It just happened to work out for you.
It did. It happened to work out for me.
If you could only wrestle one person for the rest of your career, who would that person be? This I do not know the answer
to. I don't know if I know the answer to that. All I can say is the first name that popped in my head, and that was the Perfect 10, Tye Dillinger.
Okay.
His name popped into my head. He's a good buddy of mine who's killing it right now in NXT. Just debuted in the Royal Rumble on the main roster.
Of course, number 10 he came out.
Awesome. I'm so proud of that guy, and he deserves it. And if you talk to anyone who has got to wrestle with Tye Dillinger, they would tell you he's definitely top 5 opponent that they've ever wrestled.
Wow.
If not top 3 or even number 1. He's that talented. Everyone says that when they work with Tye Dillinger, and I'm one of those guys. So it is a night off getting to wrestle Tye Dillinger, especially now that he's actually over. Hey, Tye. That's kind of a shot at my buddy. But now that he's actually over, he wasn't even over when I wrestled him, and now he's actually over. So now it would be super easy to wrestle with Tye Dillinger. He would definitely be my number 1 choice.
Well, you've shared how your relationship with your fans is very unique. So tell me about this unique relationship you have with the Deaner dynasty.
Oh, man. I would say within the last 5 years, my relationship with the fans have changed, and I've started to be more aware and conscious of the kids that are in the audience. I think it probably has to do with the fact that I have kids. 5 years ago, I became a dad. I have a 5-year-old daughter. a 3-year-old son and also a 6-month daughter. So once I started having kids and became a dad, I don't know, I became much more of a softie and became much more aware of the kids in the audience and just really paying attention to them and appreciating them and looking them in the eye and talking to them when I had the opportunity. So since I've started to do that, man, every town I go to, I have a strong following, and it's not necessarily just because they think I'm a cool wrestler. It's because they think of me as a friend, and that sounds really cheesy and fluffy, but it's true. Like there's many kids that are in the audience tonight that I know them by their first name, and they come and talk to me on the merchandise table every show, and they tell me how they're doing in school and like fill me in on their life. And you know, thanks for talking to me, buddy, they'll say, and they think of me as a friend. And I feel like that's a pretty unique scenario because I never thought of any pro wrestlers as a friend when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. But the fact that they actually think of me in that way,
it's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Something very cool that you do is through your socials, you'll often give young wrestlers advice. And one thing that you said the other day is you have to pay your dues. Whether it's setting up things in the ring, like the little stuff really does matter to people. Mm-hmm. So what are some things, whether they're very brutal, agonizing, that you remember having to do when you were paying your dues?
Oh, man. I was just telling somebody about this 10 minutes ago. We were having a conversation and saying just how different it is growing up in the wrestling business today versus when I started coming into the business almost 17 years ago now. When I was growing up in the business, my first few years, there was men, big burly men in the locker room that I was terrified of. And if I felt like if I said the wrong thing or didn't shake the right person's hand, that I was in trouble. So I feel like that respectful fear is being lost, whether it's for good or bad. I think that guys walking around being afraid for their life all the time obviously isn't a good thing. But I think there's like a respectable fear that people from my generation have that is lost on wrestlers today. And maybe not even just lost on wrestlers. I think maybe lost on society today because young people get away with whatever they want. And they have this sense of entitlement. And again, it's not necessarily their fault. It's the way society is now. Everyone's accepting of everything, and everyone gets away with everything. So it's just such a different, it's not just, the wrestling world isn't different. It's a different world entirely. So I'm grateful that I grew up in the wrestling business when I did. It was a different time and a different atmosphere, and paying your dues looked different. I don't know if that answered your question, but it's just something that I was thinking about today.
It's definitely good enough.
Yeah, good. So, did you know the answer? You didn't know I was going to say that, did you?
That.
Okay, I'm surprised. You know everything else.
You're one ahead of me on that one.
Okay, good.
You've described your outfit before in 3 simple words. You said fanny pack, track pants, boots, and I'm so happy to see you have the fanny pack on you today.
Yes,
so
and boots.
And boots.
No track pants. I'm wearing my kick-ass jeans.
Bad.
Yeah.
What goes into the fanny pack?
Well, that's a secret.
Not anymore. You have to give me one thing.
No, if I told you, I'd have to kill you. And you're a really nice lady, and I don't want to have to hurt you in any way.
You don't want it to get to that point.
No, it's a secret. It's a secret. It's a mystery to everyone, whoever sees me at a merchandise table or walking around. There's Cody's fanny pack.
What's in it?
It's amazing. This is actually handmade by an Italian man, and I can't tell you his name either.
You'd have to kill me.
I don't know if I'd kill you over that one.
Okay.
Maybe just give you DDT and knock you out and send you to the hospital. I wouldn't kill you over that. But if you knew the contents of this, then you're in trouble. So the fanny pack is awesome, and I don't care if it's making a comeback or never makes a comeback or whatever. It is the most handy attire ever created, and I will wear a fanny pack till the day I die. Why are you laughing?
Because I love that you're rocking it. You're sticking to it.
Yeah, I am. I always rock it
to
the day I die. I will have this, and yeah, like there's nothing bad about a fanny pack. I don't understand why the fanny pack gets a bad rap. It's the most useful, practical, and amazing piece of attire that exists. It's a piece of attire that has a use. And it's amazing. And I repeat myself, I will wear this. Hopefully this one's going to last.
The custom made
because it's custom made by an Italian man who told me if anything goes wrong on it, I can go back to him and he will fix it. So this fanny pack itself might be the very fanny pack that I wear till the day I die.
Well, being a music website, we must discuss music.
Sure.
As far as things that you listen to before getting into a match or when you're training, who are some bands that you're digging?
Oh, man. A number of years ago, I started coming out to AC/DC, and Shook Me All Night Long by AC/DC is one of the songs that I come out to, and that song just gets me so fired up and riled up. It's such an awesome theme song. Another one that I used for years, and some of my more old school fans will remember this one. I used to come out to Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me, and I would do a cute little dance and pour sugar on myself in the ring. Coming out to that got me going. That got the crowd going. I'm a rock and roll guy, so like anything with a strong beat and a heavy riff gets me going. And man, AC/DC is the king of the strong beat and heavy riff. Anything by AC/DC just gets me jacked up.
And you know about being a king, so
absolutely,
you can easily crown them as that.
Totally, they're the kings of rock for sure.
Well, just to wrap everything up, is there anything you want to leave with all of your fans who will be viewing?
Well, I will say this. We'll wrap this up in a nice pretty bow. You just mentioned the kings of rock. I'll have a message just for my Oshawa fans. Seeing as how I am the king of the Schwa, I will take off my beautiful camo hat and I will replace it with a crown. Doesn't this look amazing?
It does.
Yes, you weren't expecting this, were you?
I was not.
No, you weren't. So to Oshawa and all my royal subjects, your king is here and he will be the champion tonight. To any fans of AC/DC, AC/DC will continue to be the kings of rock. And to everyone all over the world, and to you and to all the fans watching AMBY, I want you all to know that I am the king of the fanny pack as well. Yes.
Yes, I would have to agree with you on that one. Thank you so much for taking the time to have a chat.
Hey, thanks for talking to me. It's been fun.
It is my pleasure. And remember, to everybody viewing, you can visit us at musicblogger.com for all exclusive interviews, features, videos, kings, and so much more. We'll see you next time.